It seemed like it was more a function of desperation than it was actual choice.
I think that was one of my biggest takeaways is how desperate people get. Colleen, Zenith, Nancy. Yep. They all had like
that same bullshit.
Yeah.
If you weren't in this experiment, would this make sense to you?
I mean, I personally feel like arranged marriages have more success because of the fact that like it's just like we gonna do it.
I think the difference with this is when you are from a culture of arranged marriages, you understand the purpose of marriage differently. Right. These people are looking for traditional marriages, love, and all the frilly feelings going into this, as opposed to approaching it as a partnership. You know, like that level of commitment. That's the way that love is blind in arranged marriages, because they see love as something that you cultivate. They have to figure out a way to love this person over time, and they're completely okay with it. These people are not really about that life. First of all, I had a nigga moment the other day in my professional life. It was funny. So I went to this awards ceremony and had to get after work? I had to rush home, kind of freshen up, and drive back down to like downtown. And so I get there, park, go inside, having a great time, drinks flowing or whatever. Get ready to go up and accept our award. Get up, come back down, have a good night. Right? It was good vibes, good banter. Get into the car, pull down the mirror or whatever, and realize that I never unbraided my twists.
I took pictures. Good night.
I took pictures on stage.
White people were just like, "I love your hair. I love it."
I was like, so now one of y'all hoes could tell me that I still had the Phillie braid in across my face.
They were just like, "It looks wonderful."
Bruh, I was mortified. And I had nobody to vent to.
One person to be like, "You ain't see this?" Damn.
Bruh, I was so embarrassed. All right.
And only the community would understand.
Yes. And I know when people be like, your hair, it looks good. There's a difference though. Mm-hmm. There's a difference when you like, hey, did you mean to? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nobody give you that. All right, y'all. So welcome back to Let's Talk. Today's episode is different than the usual because, as you can see, I got my hair did. And my hairdresser was playing Love is Blind Season 3. And so I am now on that whole bandwagon of wanting to talk about it. So I just am forcing Kimoy to engage in conversation with me about this. So I know you haven't watched it in full, but you've seen enough. And honestly... Yeah. I don't be caring about all the details anyways. We just here to discuss the topics that arise or whatever. So do you want to just start with general thoughts or you want me to just go ahead and ask questions?
I think you get in. Yeah, I think you just get into it.
All right. So first of all, let's start with the couple. So I'll go through the couples. Mm-hmm. And so the ones that made it are Alexa and Brennan. Okay. Are they jogging memories? Okay, yeah. Okay. Alexa and Brennan.
The ones that got married or... As soon as they got out, they didn't have no problems.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we can start talking about the easy ones first and then go for it. Yeah. So Alexa and Brennan, they literally had no problems the entire time. At least none that they saw. I feel like I saw some things that I was like, But, I mean, they're still together, and it's definitely stuff that can be worked through. They didn't have, like, huge issues, I guess. They seem to be pretty compatible. I think the things that I saw that I was like, really, was the, like, money thing. Alexa very obviously comes from money. And Brennan they made that clear.
Yeah, he said it right at the beginning.
Yes, he understood it and everything. But I was curious, like, the energy that her dad was coming with seemed very much, he wants him to be able to take care of his daughter, is kind of like almost his exact words. And I'm wondering what that really means. Like provide the same lifestyle that her dad provided? Like,
essentially, or better.
Yeah. I was like, how is this? They didn't seem to have an issue with it, at least not on camera. And I'm just like, how is this gonna work? And then even like they she wanted him to sign a prenup, which no problems with that. I understood that. But later on in the episode, he was talking to, I think it was her grandfather. And the grandfather made mention of like, so yeah, if you guys get divorced, you would still be taking care of her. It was something like along those lines. And I know that's probably not something that you may have saw in the recaps. But I was like, oh, they really want him to be able to step up to the plate financially in the way that they are providing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, he's here for everything. But I'm like, bruh, are you really?
I just think that speaks to kind of a place where we are now, right? Where a lot of men don't have a problem providing for their significant other, but it's the type of lifestyle. And I always talk about, like, when guys get their first apartment, we just be happy to have the bed. So when you walk in and you see a mattress on the floor, like we excited. But then, like, your girl will come over and be like, I'm not sitting on that. Like, with a couch. Now we got to get a table. Now we got to get pots and cups. And so...
We do.
I mean, I only drink out of one cup at a time. So you only need one. But I just think that that's what it is. Because I can understand where Brandon's coming from. He's like, my passion is from life, right? I don't subscribe to the materialism of it. Right. But she comes from a place where she's always had, so she doesn't know anything, and those around her want to make sure that he can do that. Now, will he? I think that would have been the biggest problem. Like, we won't see it on camera, but like off camera.
Yeah.
Because of that, it's the kind of energy her family came. Right. That's gonna be a problem moving on. Mm-hmm. Because once she starts have to take a step back in her lifestyle that she's been awarded her entire life, she's gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah. So you think he's saying, like, I can take care of her. Mm-hmm. She's gonna be all right. She ain't gonna have all that. Right. But she gonna be alive and well. That kind of thing. Okay, I can see that. Because actually he was, even though he goes along with a lot of the things that she says, it's not like he doesn't have a backbone. He just doesn't care about a lot of those things. Like, it's like, yeah, cool, I'll convert to Judaism. I ain't doing nothing no way. It's just Tuesday, that's cool. So but it doesn't seem, it's not like it was a fight, like he didn't really have a strong opinion on those things not to. But I feel like there were instances where I could tell, like, if he's not cool with something, it's just going to be, because there was a moment where he said something like, she doesn't know, but she'll figure it out. Like, she doesn't know that this is what's happening, but she'll figure it out later. So I can see that that happening. And I do think that even though she comes from this very, like, strong, like, family in that way, that she would kind of bend a little bit for him. So, and I that's why I feel like their dynamic is good. It's, yes, she has a strong personality, but he's also very flexible. So it's not like he's ruffled by her being like, like, she might be too much for a guy that is strong in all of his opinions. Might be like, you need to sit down somewhere. But he's very much like, go ahead, easy going.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah. So, okay. So, I don't think there was really much left to talk about with them.
I didn't like his energy at the reunion, if I'm being 100%.
That was the only thing. Him and her.
Well, she always gave me that vibe.
Okay, him.
But him, for real, especially, I don't know.
Talk about it.
I watched the reunion first.
Right.
And so, I didn't like how they was coming at Cole.
That part.
And then, that's what I was seeing a lot of TikToks about, how, like...
Yeah.
They were all kind of overreacting and making him out to be a type of person. And so that's really was my interest. Because I was like, dang, like,
all that energy.
Really, like, he cried. And so I was like, dang, he really must feel the type of way. So let me go check him out. And I ain't like that.
I was so mad because it seemed like, first of all, was anybody there for all the claims that they're making against Cole? Like, nobody seemed to actually have eyewitness testimony. No. You know, like, and for Brennan to go so hard in the paint, it's like you're clearly doing this for her. But the moment that you actually could have provided something, some kind of context, you know, for the bachelor party that you were part of, all of a sudden you can't remember nothing because you were so drunk. You just went home and Uber. That's it, really, for real. But I get it. He's obviously making sure that he's on the right side of history with his wife. So, but it's just like, I would rather you just, I'm not a fan of people. Like, for me, right is right, wrong is wrong.
Every time.
Like, you can still support your family, but I'm not going to go out of my way to lie and say that what you did was right when I know it was wrong. Correct. I'd rather him have just shut the fuck up. You ain't really have to add nothing to the conversation.
I really thought his energy was whole behavior. Like, I really did as I watched. And I didn't really know what was going on, but as I'm listening and how he pointing and I'm just like, bro, you acting like a hoe.
Yeah, it was team too much. What was the word that because he called her bipolar. Now, okay, I understand that that's going to be PC culture, that everybody's going to be in an uproar because you're using this term the wrong way or whatever. And I think it was just, just a little bit of ignorance, not knowing the full meaning of what it is to be bipolar and everything that comes with that. But if you saw, watching the episode when he said that to her, I know where he was coming from with that energy. Bitch, you liked me 2 seconds ago, and then now I'm the worst thing ever. I'm confused.
100%.
What is wrong with you is what he was saying. And they took that word. I hate it when they get caught up on the one thing and they dismiss everything else. Not to say I'm not guilty of doing that bullshit myself sometimes, but in this case, I'm on the side of right. So anyways.
This time.
Shut it up. I was like, so we're going to just pretend like she's not been back and forth this entire time, pretending like, I might want to, I like you this day, and then the next day, not like it, coming at me. He was literally trying to make this girl a whole ass dinner. And she came and picked apart everything. Now, I get, sometimes it's just a little bit of a learning curve for, women and men, but women learning to pick their battles in relationships and like, you have to understand that you are chopping this man down. Like he is. Don't ever expect him to make a meal for you ever again. Hell, I wouldn't make a meal for you. Like that's how it's going. Not the unseasoned bland ass chicken. Like I was like, oh, he over here making Brussels sprouts. Like, not that I want them, but I'm like, sprouts. He's actually
giving some thought,
right?
Putting it, and I think that's another like big thing that happens in relationships nowadays. People don't know how to give compliments before they decide I'm finna like tear this to shreds. Yeah. Because you don't know what it like. That man obviously don't cook, but he thought to make this lady he was interested in dinner.
To be honest, I don't think that it would have been that difficult to eat that meal.
Nah.
Like you could have added some salt afterwards.
I done bought some food that I didn't really like, and you know what I'm saying.
I've made some food that I didn't really like, like it, but it was basic. It was not like it was chicken breast. Like you could have added some seasoning after the fact to that, and then just
you see all the memes and stuff on where like you be like, oh, I thought I had like when COVID was out, he thought he had COVID, and then he looked around and saw where he was eating at.
Bitches is doing this with white women every day. Okay, like
throw some seasoning behind her back.
Yes, put some barbecue sauce on it. Like. There's ways around it. You didn't have to jump in, and I don't know why you would want to do all that. Like, why are you putting in all this effort when he's over here trying to show you that he is here? And her tone was just like, all right. So Cole and Zenab, who we talking about? Like, everybody agrees he fucked up in the beginning by showing her or telling her to her face that he was basically interested in the other girl.
See, and as a guy. Right?
Yeah.
We always talk about honesty and being direct. And I just think it's okay to be like, look, me and you are together. I'm riding with you.
Right.
But like I did have some kind of attraction. I was like, damn. When I seen her, I was like, damn. Yes. But I'm letting you know. It's gonna be plenty of people like that.
Right. What we have is bigger than that. It's deeper.
You know what I'm saying? We rocking.
I agree with that completely. I know that some women are not built that way.
No. I used to get in trouble.
The problem is she asked, but you have to know the type of person. She has a lot of insecurities, period, point blank. But so the thing that got me though is, so Cole, yes, he probably shouldn't have said this to her. She's not the woman to handle this. But I very much believe that he wasn't. If she had a better attitude off rip, I don't think that it would hit him that hard. So there's two things. One. So he falls in love with these two girls in the pod, or really likes these two girls in the pods, Zenab and Colleen. Colleen, he realized, doesn't have no depth. She literally says that she doesn't like to talk about deep things, so that inherently makes her shallow. I don't know why she was acting like she didn't say the words out her own mouth later. She did. But okay, so he decides, okay, I'm gonna go with Zenab because I have a more emotional connection with her. Has to break it off of Colleen, gets out of the pod. Not to mention, he's thinking that Colleen probably is more of his type. He knows that without seeing them. He gets out of the pod, and Zenab has this stink-ass personality. Yeah. If that's me, I'm like, God damn, I fucked up.
But that a lot of guys that happens to us. Like, we'll court somebody, we'll have these conversations, we go on dates. And what we realize is that certain type of dates allow you prep time to put your best foot forward. Right. We don't really get to see. And now we rocking with you because, damn, we went on 6 real 5 dates. Yeah. Conversation was dope. And now we're like, bro, she's a shitty person. Like, what? Yeah. And I think that a lot of times, like, not to say anything is alright, but it stems from, we'll meet somebody and we'll just think they're cool, and then after a while they'll show their true colors. Yeah. And then you'll just be like, I got bamboozled. Yeah. I got hoodwinked.
Yeah. And I think there's a little bit of hoodwink happening in every relationship from both sides, but like, I think objectively her personality is not.
And you can tell.
You used the word pleasant before.
Yeah, you can tell by to me, her personality showed the absolute most at the ceremony. Because oh my God, I feel like that was purposeful.
That was.
I feel like
she
that was
planned that shit. Yeah. She rehearsed that shit.
She knew exactly that she was gonna say no, and she was gonna give all these reasons.
A whole speech.
He was a terrible person to embarrass him. Oh, and yes. I was like, damn.
You are shitty. Terrible. Yeah, like I think that her personality turned him off, and so now when he sees Colleen, he's like, dang. Shoot. All right, but the thing is, he's really trying to make it work. And something that Bartice, who is trash. Cole, I don't feel is trash. Bartice, I feel is trash. Bartice said something though that I agree with was. We were in these pods, we make all these emotional connections with these people, and then we literally the next day have chosen somebody else to be our person, propose. Those feelings are still there. So I definitely agree that just the time juxtaposition from the time that he cut off Colleen, proposed to Zenab, had a date with her, and then met Colleen was very quick. Yeah. So for all of that to be happening, like, shoot, I am not invested in you.
Not really.
Like, we call it proposal. Yes. Let's be real. This is a goddamn game show.
I think just because Love is Blind has already been out 3 seasons now, I think one thing that they could do to kind of make it is have the halfway mark, have a point where, like, do you want to switch? Oh. Is there someone that, you might have had a connection with in the pod that you didn't get to see, and now you really spent some time with your person?
But it's Love is Blind. Well, for real though, it needs to be like, well, Love is not blind.
Not at all.
Love is not blind. Love is blind as long as when you do see that person, they look okay. That's it.
What?
Like, they're fine as long as they actually have an attraction when they get out. Like, the couples that made it actually like the way the other person they're okay with what they get at the end.
Because love is a choice, I don't think it could ever be blind. You choose, like, you're making a conscious effort to love this person. So I just feel like, their life can be, their infatuation can be blind. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can talk to you nice and you're like,
I think it can be blind if you stay blind the whole time. Like, if you stay just dating this personality and you never, see them. Once you lay eyes on them, if you do not like what you see, there's another component that's been added. Are you I want to see the person that thinks their partner is ugly be able to really still love them. And I don't believe that love is blind. I think that they know that because they don't choose hideous people, at least. Like, not one person on the show was like, oh my God, this person is ugly. Like, objectively, at least. Objectively. I'm not saying that everybody was dimes or whatever the case may be.
They had some 5s and 6s.
Right. But it was nobody that was like just a goddamn It wasn't like Married at First Sight where they will put any goddamn thing on there. So it wasn't that bad. But it may not have been people's type, but it wasn't like the people that had problems with looks were choosing between people that actually look good. Right. Like, Zenab is pretty, and I think that Nancy is pretty too. Like, maybe they're not the level of what they typically choose, but they were not like people that you would just be straight up embarrassed by. At least not in my opinion, I don't think. So I don't know, but I really think that Cole meeting Zenab and getting a dose of her personality is really what made him question his choice when he saw Colleen. Not because I don't think her looks were that big of a factor. I think he was able to be attracted to her if she was fucking nice.
Yeah.
I just think that he
And
didn't like that.
a lot of guys are opening their eyes to these women ain't nice. They not.
Yeah, and I know that also it just, that type of personality, like I feel like I'm halfway in that personality type. I think only if I didn't have the life experiences, I would have been, well, I don't think I would have been that level, but I understand that tendency to like be so overbearing and just want everything. That type A personality, it takes learning. It takes like, oh, I can't do that to my partner. Mm-hmm. She is at day one of this damn like journey, and it's unfortunate because he is the, you know, polar opposite. And so he was just being beat down, and then they come to this reunion and they jump on him like I was just like, there are far worse people. I would have rather seen that energy go towards
Max. Was that his name?
Matt.
The one who was his wife cheated on him.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely had that. His energy was definitely where, like, that's where you could have put it.
I liked his energy towards Colleen. Okay, so in the beginning when she had when he found out that he talked to Cole, she talked to Cole and had this whole exchange of, oh yeah, I think you're cute too. I liked his energy because it was very much like, you're not going to play me. If you want to be with me, then be with me. If you want to be with him, then be with him. But you know what I've gone through. What I'm not going to do is be in a relationship where you actually don't want to be with me.
I can understand that premise. I just felt like in his delivery and execution of it
nigga came was from a loose cannon.
A place of hurt. You know what I'm saying?
It did.
And so, like, if you're still hurt, that's what you got to deal with until you're okay. That's just my opinion.
Well, no, I agree, but I don't think that it was unwarranted. So look, just because you're healed doesn't mean that you should allow the same thing to happen.
But like I said, it's been 6 weeks. You literally, so for 2.5 weeks, I think they're in the pods for a week, 2 weeks.
Shoot, I don't know.
Right? You were talking to this guy every day until he was kind of like, I think you're shallow. And then you was like, done. So like, then you talked to me before we got out the pods and we doing it, but right. Like, there's still a thing there. So if you're just like, I think you're attractive, you're cute too, and then that's like the end of the conversation. That's the end of the conversation.
I don't know how much information they know. The reason, and so I don't know how he viewed it, but as like a spectator, watching the way Colleen was hoeing for these dudes, it was literally like pick me energy to the fullest.
That's the one thing I took away, because I was like, she cried over Brennan.
Everybody.
She cried over Cole. I was just like, she was really. If you're trying to pick me, I'm
ready. I'm excited. I love you. That kind of. So to me, I was like, oh, she ain't stable at all. She will go with whatever, you know. So that's why I was like, oh yeah, she over here about to play this dude with anything that she thinks is slightly better. She was like, whatever is the best train to ride, I'm riding out if they're willing to have me, kind of energy. So to me, it was But turns out, I mean, she works a whole bunch of just little odd jobs or whatever.
So she ain't really got nothing going on.
She's a hard worker. She's a hustler. But yeah, it seemed more like that kind of. I know I'm gonna use these terms right, but what came to mind was when I lived over like in Kentucky, that kind of Southern Belle thing where they're used to they're looking for a man to kind of hitch themselves to, kind of thing. Like they're fine taking care of the household, but they're looking for a man to compliment them in that way. So it seemed like she was just looking for like a stereotypical prize. So again, Cole and her looked like the type that would get together, sure. Stereotypical white man and white woman, I guess. That's pretty much all it came down to.
Yeah, they both was kind of basic.
Yes, that kind of very juvenile, not really looking for anything deep. I was surprised that Cole wanted something deeper. I think his definition of deep is different. It's just not. It's a couple, maybe 1.5 steps above Colleen's level of, shallow or whatever. But it wasn't like super deep for him to be going with Zenith over him. I mean, and not that she was deep. She was just inflexible, rigid.
Yeah.
Unfun, not fun, whatever.
Not wavering. Yeah, she was just kind of.
Yeah, like no time for fun at all. But I do give it to the only thing the concession that I will make is because she already had those insecurities. there's no way that he was going to be able to make her feel secure. Yeah. And so everything that he did was gonna be seen with this lens on it. So
I when they played that orange scene,
oh my goodness,
I was like, ain't no way this is what she talking about.
No,
ain't no way. Because he was just like, bro, I'm making dinner. You about to eat 2 of them?
Yeah, like we about to go eat. You know, you want to eat right now, he didn't even say don't do it. He was just like, just save your appetite because we about to have this big old meal.
Yeah, I personally hate the whole concept of body shaming because,
girl,
some people need to be told about themselves.
Yeah, but also this is all internal. You are projecting like a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Like he don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
no idea.
He's like, is this some kind of wedding stuff that you're doing or whatever? Like, I don't
not eating because that's just weird.
That's stupid. He's like, why? You should eat something. Why? Like, I offered you something and you turned it down, and I'm the one that's keeping you from eating. Girl, bye. All this strength you have, and all of a sudden you don't know how to stop it.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
Which made it very difficult to believe everything else that she said about him. And I don't think that she was lying. I think that she has a very different view of reality. Mm. Like, she really thought he was body shaming her ass.
Yeah, that's the delusion we talk about when it comes to some women. They just...
And that's what made it so annoying at the reunion, because I'm like, y'all is over here listening to everything. And not just listening, crucifying him as a result of what this woman is saying he told her. Now you see how she takes his words. Can you really listen to that and take it, for granted? Like, I'm just like, what? How can you go over here and say all these things about this man?
So out of us.
Tear this man down.
Cole, we stand with you.
No, I was like, I can't stand when people just sit on the sidelines and watch this kind of shit happen.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no way. I would have been laughing through my teeth. There's no way that I'd be sitting down. Like, when they said, what was it? Oh, he was like, you think I'm evil. I did not say evil. I said, I don't know, some other adjective that means I still don't fuck with your ass. And they're all over here like, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. I'm like, are y'all really finna sit here and...
Semantics. Yeah.
Y'all gonna tell me right now that y'all are not against this man right now? Mm. That what he's saying, that he's pulling it out of thin air, like, y'all are for him right now. Oh, no, we don't have a problem. And then collectively they're like, no, we're not saying that. We're just saying you're awful, but not evil, not terrible. Yeah. Really? Thing. I couldn't stand it. All right, so Matt and Colleen, I don't know what the fuck that is. They see, I mean, they're happy together. I guess they're compatible. To me, that's
another basic white couple.
The most basic. Mm-hmm. Like, you can just, like, spin the wheel, whoever it lands on, sure.
Yeah.
And they're okay. So, yeah, it works because there are no requirements other than to show up.
Yeah. Okay. And, smile.
Yeah.
Laugh sometimes. Can we go get a drink?
Yeah.
It's a good time. Yeah.
It seemed like it was more a function of desperation than it was actual, like, choice.
I think that was one of my biggest takeaways from what I learned from the show is how desperate people get, and how when you really move with the wrong intentions, it usually don't work out for you. Because to me, Colleen, Zenab, Nancy, they all had like
that same bullshit.
Yeah, they were just kind of like, I'm here to get married.
You know what?
Not really.
I think that we cloak it in like the desire to stay married, like fighting for the marriage. I even think I did that a little bit. It's like it's an excuse to do something that don't make no goddamn sense. I'm fighting for my man. I'm fighting for my marriage. I'm fighting for love, but that man don't love you. So what are you doing? What are you doing? But I think in a way it kind of helps us feel okay with doing these things. Not to say that you shouldn't like put in work, but y'all aren't there yet. Y'all are not there yet, and what they're showing you isn't a reason to fight for it. And I hate to say, if I hadn't been able to see that part, I don't think I would feel that way. If they just told me the story, I'd be like, oh yeah, maybe he's just, but from what we're able to see, at least even that little bit, it's like there's no way that you should be What are you fighting for, really? Does this make sense to you, or are you only doing it because this person proposed to you after 2 weeks and you said you were going to see this thing through? Do you really think that if you weren't in this experiment, would this make sense to you?
I mean, I personally feel like arranged marriages have more success because of the fact that, like, it's just like, we're going to do it.
Do you think that this is, like, equivalent to an arranged marriage?
Because
I agree with you with arranged marriages, but I don't feel that way about this.
Kinda, but I guess because they, like, get to flop between, not really.
Yeah, I think the difference with this is, it's kind of a cultural thing. Like, when you are from a culture of arranged marriages, you understand the purpose of marriage differently.
Right.
These people are looking for traditional marriages, love, and all the frilly feelings going into this, as opposed to approaching it as a partnership, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that level of commitment. That's the way that love is blind in arranged marriages, because I'm not going in it to, like, expect to.
Love.
Right. Like, or they see love as something that you cultivate. They have to figure out a way to love this person over time, and they're completely okay with it. These people are not really about that life. Well, some of them kind of are, but it really don't matter if it needs to be both of y'all. So
that part. It do take time to cultivate.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yep, you guessed it. That's all for today, folks. You're going to have to catch the rest of this conversation next week, airing Wednesday. And trust me, it gets better. It is good, y'all. So thank you so much, as always, for rocking with me, rocking with us. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel, y'all. Tell your friends about me. If you listen to the podcast by audio, check us out on all the streaming platforms: Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts. Wherever you look for podcasts, we're there. If you are on social media, that's Twitter, that's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, check me out. It's Alexis. So that's ISS_Alexis. No E, no I, double S. If that isn't confusing enough, just check the link in the description for all of my handles. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in another episode. Bye.